Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nova War.
And check 6's Maximus Black.
Don't you mean 6 Maximus?
It's check 6.
Check 6 Maximus?
Yeah.
Check it. Mr. Maximus Black.
Chickadee check it out.
Hit. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
You want to hit me up with the noise of a crowbar smashing through a window? Was there a piece of metal in the window?
That wasn't very good.
That's okay. They can't all be winners. Up here in the top position, we are looking at Crowbar.
Yep.
And down here in the bottom left position, we are looking at MrFox. Fox, help me! Help me! Dual barrel roll.
I was about to
dual barrel roll.
Yeah.
Dual barrel roll. Somebody asked me last night during one of my 64-hour long marathon question and answer periods on my live stream what the most annoying video game character of all time is.
Pippi?
Slippy.
Or is it?
It's Slippy.
I thought it was Pippi.
No, Pippi is the dual barrel roll.
He's a pig, isn't he?
No, he's a frog. It's Slippy.
I thought Frog was the Slippy one.
That's what I said. What acid trip are you on right now?
My brain actually... no, literally my brain queefed. I can actually smell brain queef in my head.
Really?
Yeah.
That is a very great sense of smell you have there. It looks like we're looking at Forge Fast Expand of some kind here. And
this is a normal game.
This is a normal game.
Go. Thank you. I
gotta sent in by the fans.
One of these ears off, the headphones, because I can't even hear myself talk. It's really weird.
No, which is weird because they're open back headphones.
Yeah, I know.
You should be able to hear
Once
yourself.
again, the smog of the brain queef.
It's just fogging you up there?
Messing me up big time.
It's terrible, terrible damage.
So, yes, this is going to be a PvZ, and like Adam pointed out, this is going to be a Forge Fast Expand. And
terrible cannon placement.
Yeah, I'm not really liking that cannon placement at all. This is actually going to hurt his wall a little bit, and not only that...
It's wide open.
There you go.
Wide open. Should be behind that pylon and Forge, just in the back corner there.
Yep, and it looks like we're going to see a little bit of a pylon block there, so the Zerg can't grab his expansion. This is extremely annoying, and never mind. He's going to chuck down a cannon as well. Very interesting.
So he really wants to go the extra distance and deny that, and I mean, I can kind of see where he's going with it, because if he's going to forge fast, he already has the forge up. It's not really hurting him except for the 150 mineral hit there that he's taking, which, by denying the Zerg's expansion, could be okay. The only thing that you have to be concerned about there is that you have to go in and make sure that he's not getting gas, because then you know there's going to be that really quick, almost roach all-in thing that shuts down the Forge Fast so often.
Absolutely, you're totally right. And for some reason, Crowbar did not move this Overlord, and he's going to be a casualty of this cannon. It's going to be extremely close, and this is actually going to hurt him quite a bit. That's 100 mil.
Oh, that is so close.
He manages to keep it alive, and exactly what Adam said. You got to almost make sure that this Ling Roach isn't going to just, run past this one cannon and say, all right, I'm going to kill you. And a lot of the time they'll do this, where they'll grab at their third and they'll get the expansion. I know when I do a pylon block and then I chuck down a Cybernetics core last minute, but of course I cancel the core. It's just got a lot of hit points.
Hit points to start.
They'll either go Ling Roach all in, or they'll just expand right here at the third.
Right.
And, that way they're not so behind. And you can actually hurt yourself. MrFox's expansion is pretty late. I mean, for a Forge Fast
It should have
expand,
gone up earlier, and
this isn't very fast.
And, and obviously that 150 mineral hit on that cannon would have hurt him there, and also the pylon. Really, if you think about it, it's a 250 mineral difference there. He's got way too many probes on that gas. It looks like he has 5 and 4 on there right now. 5 on one, 4 on the other. It looks like he might have just sorted himself out there in the meantime. The only thing that I'm going to say is that if MrFox plays this correctly is that with that extra long third that you just saw Crowbar throw down, is that it makes it even easier for the Zealot Sentry army that will surely, at least I hope, will be coming out here from MrFox at some point. Make it even easier to get to and harder for the Zerg to defend, because there ain't no way he's going to spread the creep far enough to connect those bases right now.
No, exactly. And another thing is he has quite a bit of chrono inside. That's an interesting little play there. And you know what? I'm not necessarily hating on it. He can use you get some Phoenixes to pick off some Overlords, or you can just get a Void Ray to try and deny a third.
Right.
A lot of the time is players don't understand the power that you can actually have while doing a Forge Fast Expand, because sometimes the Zerg, if they're not going to go all in, they're going to double expand on top of you, because they always want to remain a base ahead of you.
Right.
So what I do, and this is something that Desro taught me, shout out to Desro, you start pumping out 4 Zealots. and you get your +1 upgrade. You chrono the crap out of your forge, and then you take those 3 or 4 zealots and you take it to a 3rd and deny it. A lot of the time is a Zerg player will not have metabolic boost. Your +1 upgrade, you can kill Lings in 2 hits instead of 3, and you can do so much damage. If you can't even kill the 3rd, you can just do a ton of damage on their units and or drones and force them to kind of create units to defend instead of droning up.
Absolutely, and correct me if I'm wrong, because we all know how much I like to play this game. Actually, I played several games not long ago, surprisingly enough. But correct me if I'm wrong, against Zerg, it is actually a better move if you, in most scenarios, if you just focus on your attack upgrades over your armor.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. You can just skip doing the armor altogether as Protoss and just go straight to +2.
Yeah, no, and a lot of players like to do that. Some players will argue the fact that they do like shields, but they'll never get it. They'll never get not shields. They'll never get armor before they get their weapons, because weapons are so important. When you're playing Terran, you get armor.
Yeah, you reverse that.
Yeah, you need to get armor against Terran because you
the Marauder thing,
for obvious reasons, yeah.
And the Marine, the DPS is just so quick.
Well, look at that Crowbar. It seems as though he got a little bit of information. He knows that there is a Stargate. There's the drone inside, so he quickly put up a Spore Crawler. He does have a Queen there. He is building another Queen, so he's doing all the right steps in stopping any kind of Void Ray or Phoenix harassment that may be coming his way.
I like what MrFox is doing here. He's got 2 Void Rays and he's getting a Phoenix. Not everybody does this. They like to just go in with only Void Rays, and if you get 1 Phoenix just to pick up if there's an extra Queen at a base like we're seeing here, get rid of 1, 2 Void Rays versus 1 Queen is GG pretty quick, and by the time by the time the Phoenix can't pick up that Queen any longer, you can get rid of the second one, and then you're pretty much home, like you're seeing right here. But there's 3 Queens, unfortunately.
3 queens.
That's going to make it kind of difficult.
Yeah, he actually he could have taken out 1 more Queen there, and what he just did there is kind of stupid. He got rid of the charge that he had, backed up, and then he no longer had fully charged Void Rays. And oh, that transfuse actually hurt him. He could have picked off that 1 Void Ray instead of using that transfuse at the last minute. He could have waited until the Void Rays were gone and then healed up. But you know what? Kudos to him for keeping all those Queens alive.
One of those things when you're in the heat of battle, you're just doing things automatically, and you gotta like those transfuses. No matter how you get them, most times they're always good to see. And holy tech, we're looking at a Nidus Network, a Roachborn, and a Hydralisk Den all at the same time. I like it because he saw those Void Rays. He's thinking, hey, if you're going to have a Void Ray, not even a mass Void Ray army, but if Void Rays are backing a ground army, you're going to want the Hydralisk to help them out with that, because otherwise you can get steamrolled pretty bad.
Yeah, and Roach Hydra is such a deadly combination, it's kind of scary.
It is kind of scary.
The DPS that Hydras can do, especially if they're upgraded and you've got that range,
huge.
It's massive. You know what? Crowbar is in such a great position right now. He's got 56 drones compared to 33 probes from MrFox.
Small difference.
He's 1 base ahead. Sure, there is a little bit of aggression here, but I'm sure Crowbar is going to start maxing out pretty soon. He needs to start building units because, sure, all this is great, but if you don't have any units to defend, your money's basically going to go to waste. He's sitting on, 900 minerals right now. He needs to start pumping out some Hydras and Roach.
Yeah, I think the big thing that's been missing here from Crowbar is a little bit of a lack of mid-game scouting right now. He should have been able to see or check in with what was going on here for MrFox, and he would have been able to unit up here a little bit better than he is now, because right now he's at a massive disadvantage. He definitely doesn't have enough to take out this army, and he will get destroyed very quickly and lose quite a number of Queens in the process if he's not careful. But yeah, that scouting would have allowed him to build up, because he's on 3 base. He would have definitely been able to get up the units necessary to take care of this, but he's going to have to do some serious work to make himself get out of this.
Well, you know what? I think Crowbar is in a decent position here. I think MrFox is overcommitting. This is just going to be a non-stop string of units that are going to come in for Mr. Crowbar, or Mr. Crowbar.
Mr. Crowbar?
From Crowbar.
Is that what you call yours?
That's right, Mr. Crowbar. You have to understand that he is on 3 base. He's got Queens. He's just going to be spewing out larva. And there you go. Down to 40 supply, and 33 of that is probes.
Absolutely.
This is bad news bears.
Very bad news for MrFox. You know, I'm still impressed that Crowbar came out of that, because he was so far down. I think it was a massive mismanagement of micro there on MrFox's end, because if he had focused down in the correct order, the units there, you saw some transfuses happening there. You saw great unit position there by Crowbar as well, and I feel like MrFox should have done a hell of a lot more damage than he did.
Yeah.
Fortunately, Crowbar was able to macro up a lot of units in enough time to do that, and now he's just switched into that constant stream of units mode that Zerg ever so much loves to do.
Yeah, I think MrFox is just sat back a little bit too long, and he's just given Zerg too much time. And I know it's so easy for me to say that because I play against Zerg all the time. And he tried to apply some pressure with some air, but quite frankly, going, Void Ray against Zerg is really not all that great. Air against Zerg early to mid-game should only be for harassing purposes. Stopping
like the first
thirds,
10 minutes.
picking off a couple of overlords here and there, and I really think MrFox overcommitted, and I do hear a Nidus Worm going into the base of MrFox, and he's just got
Zerglings?
Oh yeah, and he's got a ton of units out here in the front. There we go. There's the production tab. Great. Still getting some upgrades, which is good. And this is just going to be GG.
He's skipping Zerglings altogether. He's going straight roaches into the base here, and he's going to wisely back up and wait for some more before he goes in. But the Void Rays are there. The Queen actually comes out to help with the air support here.
One of the worst places you can warp
there
in
it
units.
is. There it is.
That's actually the worst place you could have warped in.
The front line.
Yeah.
Not a great place to warp them in because they get twice as much damage done to them when they're coming in.
Yeah, and they die instantly.
Yeah, it's not a great thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of force fields being thrown up here, just trying to separate the army as much as possible, but not enough reinforcements here from MrFox to be able to make use of any of that unit splitting that happened, and he throws up a GG.
Look at the Facebook money Crowbar has. He can buy lots of Crowbars and break into lots of sheds.
It looks like he already has.
Yeah.
Several. That was a lot of money. He needed a macro hatcher 7.
Yeah. No, with the guys, that was another normal game.
I like that game.
It was an interesting game. MrFox, I think, got a little too ahead of himself. The cannon placement was kind of cool. I like that, but you also got to take in consideration that is going to slow down your forge fast.
A lot.
And also, they're just going to grab a third. So unless you have an answer for that, not good. Like I said previously, it might have been a different story if he started pumping out a few zealots to do some harassment, because Crowbar really didn't get units until he was in trouble here. And I wouldn't even really call it trouble, but until he had to. And that's what Zerg does. They drone, and then when they realize the attack is coming, boom, they instantly have as much units as you, and then you're facing yourself, you're just in a world of shit.
Yeah, no, you definitely get in trouble. The only thing that I could pick up on here for Crowbar really is that mid-game scouting that he could have, because I still think he could have lost that first engagement if he wasn't careful. So if you are a Zerg and you're looking at that mid-game situation against a Protoss that's denied you early on in the game like that, just keep tabs on what he's doing, because you want to macro it up like crazy like you saw Crowbar do here. Just make sure that you keep tabs on so you know a little earlier than, oh crap, he's at the bottom of my base.
Yeah.
Make sure you see it ahead of time so that you can get even more units than Crowbar had here. Luckily, he was able to pull it out and do it in a great fashion. I love it. I enjoyed it. Another normal game sent to you by the fans at replays.lifesaglitchtv@gmail.com, because D2D Gamer sells, I don't know, Valium at this point. I don't even know.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Stay in school. Ladies and gentlemen, Spin LAGTV coming to you from the fine locale of Canuckville, Canada. This is Nova War.
And Maximus Black.
Peace. Hey.